Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Buc Show. I am your host, Andrew Faubert, and we had one shitty fucking game, did we not? What a performance by the old man himself. What a way to have a revenge game when we were about to put Bruce Arians' fucking name up in the rafters. It's a good thing we didn't. What a sloppy performance by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers all around. 31 points is something we should not even be thankful for. I'm coming right off the gate here, ladies and gentlemen, tonight because this is something that we definitely need to talk about with regards to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And if you want everybody to know exactly what the hell they need to hear about your Tampa Bay Buccaneers, give me a like, give me a share, give me a follow here at the Buc Show. Again, I am your host, Andrew Faubert. We are talking your Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight. We are going to be having also a guest on, the NSD analyst for your Arizona Cardinals. Will be joining us in a few once we get over some of the news and the stats from around the, me and him will be talking news and stats from around the world. But first, we'll be talking to Tampa Bay Buccaneers for a little bit and finding out what the hell happened tonight. Because I don't care that it's a 72-point game. It's an awesome performance, I guess, by both people, right? Wrong. So before we get into that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want you all to know that if you like and you share and you follow and you subscribe here on YouTube, then you can get a chance to win the Mike Allstat signed mini helmet at the end of the year. Yes, indeed do. You also get a chance to win some of the other prizes we will have going at the end of the season. We'll be having a big old extravaganza show, so everybody will be able to see what we got going and giving away. Shout out to some major fans. And of course, we'll be giving away just like bunch of stuff like NSD shirts, signed jerseys, all that other kind of fun stuff. Shout out to Sid Swinton being first in there. It's Pickett season, he says. Alex Schomburg in the house says we look outplayed in all aspects. I agree 1,000%. What's up, boob, says Sean Spencer, the host of Let's Talk Football. Run game was terrible too, but oh well. On to Atlanta. That's right. At least the next 3 games are the easiest that we could ask for. Essentially just gimmies if you really think about it. So the next 3 games. What's up, Andrew Nathan Snell tuning in, the Baltimore Ravens fan in today. Grandpa's Tom bedtime struck again. Hey, get into that in a little bit. Injuries are showing low key. I agree. So you know what? Let's get right into this here. Let's talk about the Tom Brady-led Tampa Bay Buccaneers and how this game started with the opening kickoff being fumbled by our 3rd-round rookie and apparent future franchise running back in Rashaad White, who actually did do a lot better later on. I will give him that. And we'll talk about him in a little bit since he is going to be part of our Tappin' In segment later on. This team dropped the ball and gave up 7 points right there. And if you look at the game, we were 10 points behind, and we were basically behind the entire time. Actually, in fact, we were behind the entire time. We didn't even have a chance to breathe. We didn't have a chance for Tom Brady to utilize his offense the way that he wants to. He had to put it into overdrive mode the second he hit the field, which he should have been doing against the Kansas City Chiefs already. I 1,000% agree. But it's something that I have said before. If you let Tom Brady do what he's got to do, the game will go his way. The defense will play his way. But we didn't get a chance to do that because of the opening fumble that happened to our team. That puts the defense onto the field already when they are not expecting to be. They're like a flash in the pan. 2 plays, and all of a sudden, Travis Kelce into the fucking end zone. The shining light that came out of this game for myself is the fact that Marcus Valdes-Scantling didn't get any more points, and Sid didn't get to beat me this week. So, mad to you, Sid. Tom Brady led the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 39 out of 52 for 385 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, surprisingly. Rashaad White on the ground, 3 for 6 yards. He got the touchdown on the ground, and Lenny Fournette, 3 for -3. We had no running game today. Mike Evans also in the receiving game, though, had 6 receptions for 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chris Godwin got 7 of those receptions for 59. Lenny did catch a bunch, though, in the backfield, 7 to be exact, with 57 yards and a TD. Rashaad White also caught 5 for 40, so not doing too bad there for the rookie for the, dropping, not holding the ball all the way through on the first play of the game. Camera break. 4 for 32. Cade Otton coming back in. I said he was going to have a big game. Big game for the rookie anyway. 3 for 29. Russell Gage, 2 for 24. Coke Keefe, the big reception towards the end of the game there. How about that reception? 1 for 19. And Julio Jones and Cole Beasley. What people would say, oh, they're too old and they're too hurt. They ain't going to do nothing. Well, they didn't do nothing in this game. 1 for 7 and 1 for 5 for both of those receivers, respectively. We did give Patrick Mahommes a little bit of trouble today, though, sacking him 3 times. Picked him off 1 time, which gave us a little bit of breathing room, or gave us a little bit of shining light at the end of the game. But all in all, it was basically all the Kansas City Chiefs. So what happened? What basically happened? What are we supposed to be? Are we supposed to be happy about this, Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans? Are we happy that we put 31 points up on the Kansas City Chiefs? The same Kansas City Chiefs that lost to the Indianapolis Colts how long ago? Yeah, well, Andrew, everybody loses to teams. Like, everybody has to lose eventually. Yeah, I get it. This is not the team nor the time for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to be losing. We have a healthy squad. At least that's what they said we have. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, Julio Jones, Cole Beasley, all these guys in, except for Kyle Rudolph. Lenny Fournette, a little bit banged up. At least he was in the damn game. And we still did not get the job done. I'm looking at Devin White here a little bit. And I'm the guy that's been saying Devin White's name a lot, saying that let him do whatever the fuck he wants. And I'm still saying let him do whatever the fuck he wants because it's basically the way that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. I don't want them to start playing a standardized game. It'll look dumb. But Devin White has to be held accountable for some of these dumb plays that he is doing. That little flick, where everybody was like, oh, he went over the line. I'm like, can we stop being Patriot fans and nitpicking about every fucking thing? He was right on the line. He was like 2 inches behind it. Go read the rules. He's allowed to do that. But go look 5 seconds before that play, before he actually flicked that into the end zone. Devin White came streaming in like a bat out of hell and missed the tackle. If he puts Patrick Mahommes on his ass right then and there, that changes the momentum of this game. Not what we had to do in the third and fourth quarter. Brady is not breaking tablets right now. He's not losing his mind that everybody was expecting to see. The guy was trying to be a calm-natured man on the sidelines and get his team really into this. And it didn't work. We lost. We lost to a very good team that everybody in the offseason was like, oh, look it. They lost all their weapons and stuff like that. So did the Green Bay Packers. And we lost to both of them. Both teams that everybody wanted to go and make memes about in the offseason that have no wide receivers and their star quarterbacks have nobody to pass to. Kelsey got what, 9, 10 receptions? Let me go to see this here. How many freaking receptions? 9 receptions. Juju got 5. Marcus Valdes-Scantling only got 3. Thank freaking God. But like, are we kidding ourselves here? Even I've been saying, like, look, we stacked the offense. We shouldn't have this problem. But the problem is we have banged up offensive line. Our 5 wide receivers that I just talked about are all fucking banged up too. But they're all going to get the injections. They're all going to get told to go in because this game was against the big, bad Kansas City Chiefs. And it showed. Julio with 1 catch, 2 targets. Chris Godwin almost being lost to him a whole entire time again. We almost lost Chris Godwin to the whole season again because of dumb plays. I want the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to be healthy. I want them to be proper for the playoffs. And if they weren't playing tonight, we probably would have got the same type of score. And if you go back and look in 2020, we lost October 8th at the Chicago Bears, week 5, 20-19. Why? Because we had a lot of injuries. 2021, week 3 to the Los Angeles Rams. What did we do? We lost. Why? Because of a lot of injuries. When Tom Brady has the people he needs, he gets the job done, just like everybody else does. Development is different for rookies, obviously. Can't go after some of those guys. You can't just say, you got drafted, get in there. You have to get 52 points a game. But the thing is, Tom Brady can't be winning these games when he's come in and he literally has practice squad. This game, he did not. But what they did is they forced, in my opinion, everybody to get in there and play this game banged up because it's the Kansas City Chiefs, because it's the revenge game, because this is the one that they've had marked on their calendar for how long? Because their stupid wide receiver that they inevitably let go to Miami, who kept doing this, got this in his face in our home stadium during the Super Bowl, and we put it on shirts and we used it as a meme, and he cried his way about it. So now the Chiefs have had a big revenge about it for so long. We lost today because of injuries and because of poor execution, because of another person that we really need to start talking about is Todd fucking Bowles. You know who Tom Brady is not talking to on the sideline? Todd fucking Bowles. Todd Bowles literally looks like the guy who's put his arms across like this. And when guys are asking him a question, he just kind of goes, I would just go with what your coordinator is saying at this point. Like, is that what it's come down to? Tom Brady is going to sit in with Byron Leftwich to get these plays. And I understand that that's the way that Bruce Arians did everything, and Todd Bowles is doing possibly like the same type of thing. But I need this defense to show up. This is the big, bad defense that everybody has been talking about around the league, has it not? And I got a lot of Buccaneer fans obviously sitting in the chat right now, and I got a lot of Buccaneer fans who are going to be watching this afterwards too, who are going to be saying the same thing. Is damn right, Foobs. Where the fuck were the Buccaneers defense this week? Though props where it needs to be like deserved, Carlton Davis did a hell of a good job today. Hell of a good job. And people say we were going to overpay him. Every fucking penny's worth. Every damn penny. But this mentality that we have right now, that the Buccaneers they're not who they used to be. Tom Brady went 2-2 in his last season, last or second last, I'll get that right, don't worry, with the Patriots, and everybody wrote him off. Everyone signed his death wish. And he came back and he won a title. Then he goes with the Buccaneers and he does it again. I'm not saying we need to panic, but I'm also not saying that we don't need to be holding this team accountable. This team is way too damn good to be playing like this. This defense makes everybody fear us. And we need to continue to do that. And like Chris Collinsworth was saying on the field, sometimes in October, that's how the NFL does, is to kind of let the schedule play out itself and the easier teams. Agreed. Atlanta's going to be pretty easy next week. But they're also a divisional team. They literally are like studying the whole entire season to beat us. Not an easy one, in my opinion. And then the week after that, we have to go against the big bad Steelers. And Kenny Two Gloves Pickett. You think does anybody got any tape on him? Can we borrow it? Because that seems to be the catalyst of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, is a quarterback with no tape. So do you think this becomes easier? Do you think we just give Julio and Chris and Mike Evans and all these guys time to heal now? No. No, this was the game that you probably needed to do it. But this is also the game that you needed to win. Kind of right down in the smack in the middle. It's hard, isn't it? It's hard. And it's hard being the fan base that we are. This is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The second that Tom Brady was going down with that wrist injury too, I gasped and I'm like, well, another 18 years of me being the laughingstock of my friend group. Watching these Lion fans and Arizona Cardinal fans for the next 18 years rein in a couple of Lombardis, and Chris and Alex be like calling me in the middle of the night being like, hey, by the way, I'm just snuggling with my little Lombardi replica and I was just thinking about your shitty Buccaneers. Click. That's going to happen again because I did that to people when the Buccaneers won. We as a fan base did that to people because we were the laughingstock. We do not want to go back to that. But if Brady goes down and we can't start defending better, it was nice having Donovan Smith in there, Luke Hideki. They did a good job as an offensive line as a whole all day today. I will give them that props because that's going to be the one thing that everybody does not give them. For all these shows that you're going to watch, ain't nobody going to give the offensive line props because they're going to say, well, they had bad penalties at bad times. Everybody does. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneer way. I go back to Levante David way back in the day when he pushed the guy out of the bounds for the Jets. And we would have won that game. And I said, fire his ass. Cut him. I don't want him on this team anymore. And he's going to be a Hall of Famer. I was an idiot. Things happen. Things happen. Okay? This game sucked. And the fact that I can't be louder about this because my kids are sleeping. I'm on overnights, okay? The fact that I can't be louder about this just to really show you about how, like, this is really starting to irritate me. That every Sunday we got to sit there and we got to watch for playing a good team. Is Todd Bowles going to fall under the play calling? And if we're playing a bad team, is it because of the injuries that we're not playing good? Or is it because of Todd Bowles? Because when this whole team is healthy, it doesn't matter if I'm coaching the damn team. It can do good. Tonight was just a barn burner. This team needs a little bit more help. And by the help, I'm saying that it just needs to get healthy. Like every other team that's out there, everybody just needs to get a little bit more healthy. And with us, there's no way we would have Julio Jones and Cole Beasley if we didn't know that Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Russell Gage were all going to be 100% healthy for the whole entire season. And that's just it. A couple of comments I've seen up here. At least you didn't give up 25 to a backup and pay a guy $28 million to look mediocre. Oh, the Commander fans are. Oh yeah, David Wright, we them boys. Buc going to beat anyone this season that's actually good. Oh, Ash, don't do that to me. Y'all lucky when you played us. Cooper Clutch was to get out of here. Which, by the way, Sid, have you found her a Cooper Kush? Cooper Kush? Is it Cooper Kush or Clutch? I don't even know his last name. But have you found his rookie card yet? That'd be hilarious. Facts. Bucs did not show up tonight. Christopher Cole, thank you for tuning in. I agree. I am not happy with this performance, but I don't want to start overreacting because I do think that we can start being better. I do think we can be better. We're going to, the Mike Evans annual hamstring issue will come back around. Don't worry. It happens. But like by the time playoffs happen, I think that's when everybody's going to be healthy. Because if it's like a month ago and they say Chris Godwin needs a month or two recovery, then he's going to be sitting for that month. It's just the way it is, you know? But man, I don't know. Who to blame? Head coach, Tom, defense. It can't be the defense because I think the defense actually, like the players did good. There's rookie mistakes when you're putting in Joe Tryon and he can't, and he's literally just like, I'm going to stare this way. I'm just going to stare at the player over here. You know what I mean? that becomes irritating. There's not enough veterans, I guess you would say, on the defense, but it's got to be a Achilles heel of everything. So I am putting this on Todd Bowles because out of the first 4 games and stuff like that, I am not liking what I see out of Todd Bowles. I like the Byron Leftwich situation. I would have much liked it. I would have liked it a lot more if we put Byron Leftwich as our head coach. I still hold to that. Jones went out with a nick. And I know. And it was right after that first catch. And I hate that. You're saying Tom needs all 3 pro wide receivers and a Hall of Fame tight end with a top 5 O-line to win? No, I mean, duh, everybody does. But I mean, listen, he has shown that he does not need all that to win. It's just if you want him to win and be as dominant as we were in the Super Bowl year, that's when everything was clicking. For that 17, 18 games, I think it was after the bye week of 2020, that like to the Super Bowl. And then after that, those games were literally the best that I think Tom Brady has ever played. And it's just because everybody was healthy and everybody like clicked in. And Ali Marpet left. I miss Ali Marpet. Don't forget top 5 defense, Sid. Yeah. yeah. Belichick probably has some tape. Evans balled out. I really liked what I saw from Evans tonight for sure. Speaking of laughing stock, LOL, the NFC least is now just Washington since everyone else either undefeated or work only one loss with only one loss. Yes. I mean, your Commanders though, like those all black jerseys look dope, dude. Bull said they kicked our butts, and damn right they kicked our butts. I'm mad about it. Would you rather have a gimpy Brady or a healthy Wentz? Healthy Wentz all day, every day. Wouldn't give a fuck. Did you not see what healthy Wentz did back in the day? Like with the Eagles before he went down? That guy was fun to watch, as scary as it was sometimes. I couldn't stand watching this game. It seemed the announcers were thank you, which I have never understood the whole hatred on Curse Collinsworth. I'm like, why does everybody hate him so much? I don't hate him. Same with Joe Buck. I actually love Joe Buck. One of my favorite calls of all time is Joe Buck, like the Minneapolis Miracle. But like, you know, so he actually did play when Dak went down that game. Oh, see, there we go. Alex Schomburg in the house giving a little bit of news here. So don't be a commie, Sean. Root for America's team. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to just have a quick break here. And then we get back. We're going to talk about the rest of the NFL, go over some of the games. We're going to talk about the Cardinals game, too. We're going to talk about this Bucs game. We're going to get my buddy's Chris opinion on this because he watched the game. He's going to get mad at me because I turned off his game so I could watch the Talladega race, which was awesome because Chase won. Woo! But you know, it's just the way it is. So I was going to say real Bucs talk. That's where I was posting here. So quick little commercial and we'll be right back to talk a little bit more Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the rest of the games that happened this Sunday here at NSD on the Buc Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at NSD. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a chance to win the Michael Stats mini helmet signed right there. And, of course, anything else that we have at the end of the year show, which, by the way, I'm going to put like a little block. And if everybody gets in some of these likes and shares and follows and subscriptions to NSD on YouTube before, say, like the Christmas break or something like that, might have to like give some special like gifts out for people like that. So like NSD shirts, which I'm getting soon because I actually can do it now because I'm working. At least not like in the cannabis industry anymore. Sorry, Kate. I know that you love the cannabis industry and I love you loving the cannabis industry, but man, the cannabis industry done nothing in Canada. And speaking of not doing anything in Canada, for their fan base, that is, giving them a heart attack for at least 3.5 quarters, the Arizona Cardinals played today. And Chris was sitting there messaging me, having one hell of a good time. So let's get his opinion on that. And, of course, on the Tampa Bay game and all the games that happen around the league. Chris Warschuk from the Dub Sauce TTV, hashtag still Firecliff going on. How the hell are we doing tonight, my friend?
Doing okay. The Cardinals won, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I went 3-2 on my bets this week. I was 2-2 going into that Cardinals game.
I said it yesterday. I should have put money on the Jets, but I was like, I like this.
Yeah, you were the only one that was even. I was like, I just can't.
If you want to lose money? Well, I wouldn't.
Well, you see Zach Wilson doing this gritty in the end zone, catching that TD and everything like that.
Yeah.
Like, a couple of comments I saw here. Alex said, I still root for my Bucs regardless of seeing worse seasons by us. Oh, by far. Some people have lived through the 70s of what we had. So want to finish to the Talladega race. Shout out to Chase Elliott pulling it out of the end. Man, I was like, yeah, cool. Chase is going to get a top 5 finish. And then they're just
You really watch NASCAR?
I do. I actually win a lot of money off of NASCAR too. Especially on Talladega races, because everybody knows that like there's going to be a big wreck and there's people at the back of the track that'll literally just finish in the top 10 out of nowhere. Those guys are the people that make lots of money, especially on Daytona too. And that's what I did today. Except, of course, I put money on Chase to win because he's my driver. And I know he does really good at these races. But man, as soon as he pulled out to that outside, I was like, somebody push him to the fucking front. Oh, my God. And yeah, he had it last two laps. It was all him. Money. So I need an NSD shirt. I'm getting a bunch actually made. I'm getting a bunch of different sizes is the ones I'm looking for. But it's the design thing that really screws me because I want to do 2 different designs. And then one's like, I can do it in this shirt, which has all the sizes. And then I can do it in this shirt that has none of the sizes. Or you can spend quadruple the amount and get all the sizes for this one. But they look like shit. So I'm trying to find that happy medium here, everybody. Sorry. By the way, St. Louis Cardinals are in the playoffs, so that's a plus. Suck it, Milwaukee divisional champs. Ooh. I'm so happy that fucking I was gonna say Molina, but I mean I guess he kind of came back here. But Pujols coming back for one more season was awesome, and he's getting that 700 when he was here. It's good. It's a good time to be a Cardinals fan. Turn left, turn left, turn left. Except next week, turn right, and then left, and then right, and then left because it's a road track. Love NASCAR. The last 25 laps were intense, dude. Detroit 2024. I'm hoping the Michigan race is in April because if it's even like a week before the draft, I'll fucking go a week early. I don't even care. So, all right, dude.
2024.
Detroit 2024. Every time we get live,
that's gonna be a thing. Yeah,
it's so gonna be a thing, especially with all the shit that Detroit has to offer with regards to sports. Like it becomes literally one of the biggest and best sports vacations that a lot of us in the group chats have actually been like joking about. But then we're like, shit, I mean, a baseball game, and then that night probably a hockey game. Dude, like, fuck, this sounds good. Like,
I don't know if my liver can handle that trip.
My lungs, my liver. Especially because it's way more legal down there, if you know what I'm saying, than it is up here. You get like double the amount. It's awesome. So let's talk about like did you watch the Buccaneers game here at the end of the night?
I watched bits of it, yeah. I watched most of it. I was kind of cleaning the kitchen and the game was on and
tuned in. The shitty performance that was going on by my Buccaneers?
Yeah, well, I mean, like the offense looked all right.
I know, but like the defense looked good.
But you're playing. Well, they didn't look. I don't know. Like I don't know. You say that it wasn't the defense, but like a top defense letting up 41 points is not a top defense.
I
So either they're a top defense or they're not.
Well, they're not going to be now.
It's tough to stop Patrick Mahommes, but like he was on a mission tonight. That's a whole other thing. Like Pat was on a mission. He's just like, I don't give a fuck. Like I'm throwing 3 touchdowns, 4 whatever. What did he throw? I've been in 3 fantasy leagues. 3 touchdowns, 249 yards. Like he was just slinging.
34 on the ground himself and some key runs there too.
Yeah.
So
I mean the fumble out the gate. That just sets the tone, right? You can't do that because it was a one pass and all of a sudden you're getting the ball kicked to you again and you're down 7 points.
That's what pissed me off.
That as soon as that happened, I was like, I don't even care what happens in the next 59 minutes because I'm pretty sure that Casey has this game.
I was really hoping though, like just I guess the do should be was kind of hoping that the Bucs would come back because all I saw on Facebook was everybody be like, "Wow, the Kansas City Chiefs are really putting it to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, eh? Like, Tampa Bay Buccaneers suck, don't they?" And I'm like, we don't though. We're not that deep.
And like, quite honestly, if you're gonna try to come back from down 10 with 2:40 left, don't kick it deep. Just do the onside kick, like right there.
And that's where I think it kind of goes into I'm going to give them a couple more games, but it goes into the play calling. And that's obviously on Todd Bowles. Because I went on a couple of like live feeds of the game just online. And there's a lot of people being like, can we have Bruce Arians back? And I'm like, first of all, you don't want that because the controversy that would cause of him just being like, fuck it, I coach now. It'd be like, Todd Bowles is an Urban Meyer here, dude. So like settle the fuck down. Like he can't just take his job. But also at the same time too, like Bruce Arians is in-house looking for our future quarterback in this upcoming draft or the next one. So like everybody settle the fuck down. I wish we would have went the Byron Leftwich route, which everybody says, well, he's too young and he doesn't know how to coach. At least Todd Bowles knows how to coach. And I'm like, well, does he?
Listen, you don't want some young offensive-minded coach. It just doesn't work out.
Well, I mean, Mike McDaniels and Miami's doing okay. And Sean McVay's done okay. Mike Tomlin is still technically young and doing
He's
okay.
He's not young, man.
Was he like 45?
Yeah, well,
that's young.
Fair enough.
I mean, and then of course Kevin O'Connell from Minnesota is actually doing pretty okay. Fuck you, Saint fans out there, except for you, Nicole. You're cool as shit. I anytime I say fuck the Saint fans, it's never Nicole because she's honorary, and I will accept her because she's cool as shit. She's never actually made fun of the Buccaneers, so respect her. But fuck those Saint fans for having to. They're like, we won the game. Oh, shit. We got double doinked. It's like, you a-holes got double doinked. That was the best thing I woke up to this morning.
You didn't watch the game? I was up watching it.
I'm on nights, so like I have to at least sleep till say 11:30, 12-ish. And so I woke up at 10:30. I set an alarm, went straight to my phone, checked all the news to make sure like I wasn't missing anybody in the lineups and shit. And then it was like Alvin Kamara in one league, and I'm like, well, that sucks, but I still have
That's unfortunate. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Whatever, I can deal with it. I actually still won that week too. So, but I'm just, I don't know. I'm not.
Oh, and in one league, I got Jamal Williams and TJ Hawkinson, and they put in work today.
Yeah, I was wondering. I saw Alex in 1 or 2 leagues there had a lot of points, and I'm like, oh, who did he have go off from? And I'm like, oh yeah, every Detroit freaking player. Like,
they put in some work for me. I think at one point Hawkinson was single-handedly beating the guy I'm playing.
Yeah, Hawkinson is so hit and miss, but man, when he hits though, holy shit! And that like, okay, before we get into your Cardinals, I do want to talk about this because I guess it would be a good transition out of this Lions team. Like, what the fuck? They're so good. And they find ways to lose these games. Like they do. And I don't necessarily think that's fully on them. I think that's kind of on the youngness of the players and them still trying
it's a young team. Like a lot of their whole core is young. Like even like I mean, Goff's been around, but even still, Goff's like not a wily veteran by any means. Like so like they're still pretty young. You got Swift. He's only what, third year in the league?
Something like that, yeah.
Something
Georgia
like that.
boy.
Amon-Ra, like same thing. Like Hawkinson, same thing. They're all young, right? Like they're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna get a little overexcited, and they're probably gonna get big eyes, thinking, "Oh, we got this game in the bag," and then all of a sudden, like, nope, yeah, actually don't, because they
I
forget
can't
there's
believe that game went to 48-45. Like, what the hell?
that was a scorigami. Did you
I
see that?
literally
Yeah,
was just gonna
yeah.
say that too. It's like I looked at it when it said scorigami. I'm like, 48-45 has never actually been done before. Like, what? Oh, okay, cool. Fuck yeah, first scorigami of the year. I don't think we'll break the record of like what it was 2 years ago, where we had like all the scorigamis every week. That was awesome. But though this Lions team, though, I even messaged Alex and was just like, "So you're going for a quarterback in this draft? Like, what are we doing?" And he's like, "Nah, this just shows right there that we should just do nothing but draft like a whole defense like Carolina did one year." And I'm like, I kind of agree with that, but
Yeah, I mean, Goff's team's kind of revitalized this year. Like last year, he didn't look stellar. Obviously, the last year in LA was kind of average,
yeah,
to say the least. But he's been like, I mean, not that he looks elite, but he looks good. Like he had a really good day today, but the Seahawks aren't the way the Seahawks used to be either. But Goff looks good.
And especially with some of these college quarterbacks, I've kind of, Will Levis still looks good. CJ Stroud still looks good. But like the Bryce Young and Tanner McKee, like all these other guys are starting to fall off a little bit. And I'm like, oh, maybe it won't be so top heavy as we think in the quarterback. If anything, there might be another 2 or 3 running backs that start popping into the first round. Like that Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama is starting to really show off too. Like a smaller Derrick Henry, literally runs exactly like Derrick Henry too, just a little bit smaller. And I'm like, ooh, that would look intriguing in a Buccaneer uniform. Or it would look good in a Cardinals uniform.
Oh, it wouldn't matter because on 4th and inches, we give it to Rondell Moore on a fucking runaround instead of giving it to James Conner to go straight up the middle, which is what you pay him for.
Yeah, dude. So, okay. I watched a little bit of that game today, and I think it was.
At what point did you sense my anger?
You got a little bit of bubble going on too, just to let you know. But I could sense it what were those plays? It was a sequence of plays that it was like in one section of the field, and it just kept being like either a penalty or a fumble or not a fumble, like a penalty or just something going awry. And I'm like, now I see why he gets.
They're so undisciplined. It's horrible. Like last year, and same thing going into this year, holding calls. Obviously, I mean, defense offsides. Like every play, it seems like we're getting a flag. Like it's ridiculous. We can't continue to operate that way. No. And that goes back on coaching discipline like that. Like there's just no. Every week he's like, yeah, we got to take less penalties. Like, no shit.
We know.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, thanks. I saw the fucking score sheet. Thanks. That's great. But I mean, the play calling is horrible too. Like I said, like there was one instance. Like James Conner's running the ball well today. He's moving the ball pretty well. Like, that's what he does. He pushes people out of his way, rolls up the middle, gets 3-4 yards, whatever. Like 4th and inches. And yeah, they tried to end like a sweep with Rondell Moore, and he got absolutely destroyed for like -5 yards. Didn't matter, it's 4th down, but just got fucking destroyed. I'm like, this. That's Connor. This is literally why we kept Connor. It's 4th and inches. Like, give it to whatever it was. Like, yeah, that's his job. That's literally his fucking job.
It was there was the one exchange I saw between Kyler and Cliff too.
Yeah, that's what playing well when Kyler lost his shit.
Yeah. Your headphones, yeah, again, they're doing something.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yesterday too.
They come in and out kind of thing. Like they do, like they sometimes are good, but then sometimes like just randomly bubbles. And it's not even like to do with like the tone of your voice necessarily. It just it's weird. But no, like that exchange right there, like that was around where I was like, oh, okay, this is where
second time the Cliff couldn't figure out what he was doing, and we had to waste the time out. Play a game penalty.
Yeah, it was getting bad. You could tell Kyler was just like, yo, like, dude.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, you're the coach. Like, what are you doing? And after he lost his shit, the offense started humming. I thought that was pretty funny. I was like, really, Kyler? Now the offense is humming pretty good.
I didn't hear any of that, just to let you know.
Oh, as soon as he yelled at Cliff, the offense was humming. We were scoring points, 2 touchdowns right after that.
JJ Swat was finally fun to hear all over again. It was like, yeah, the money that they paid for this guy.
And what
finally coming around.
Zach Allen here for the game he had today.
You'll have to say that again because we caught none. Like I said, it's just weird time. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
No, it's probably something on my end, but no, they Zach Allen, JJ Jr.
Yeah, Zach Allen. That was the guy that I kept hearing. Yeah. That guy was cool to see on the other side there. He looked fun. Like your defense looks fun.
Yeah, well, Zach
you're just muted. That was like it just like nothing. No bubbles or nothing on that one. That was it was like weird.
Better?
Now it's just bubbles. So, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Me and Chris have tried to figure out this headphone thing for a while too. This kind of goes back to like the Alex and B thing where Alex would like randomly either freeze and it would last for like 3 minutes and then he would come back, or that little reverb that you would hear. And it just happens when we get new guys, obviously, on the stream and stuff like that. Everybody brings it.
All right, how's that?
A little bit better. You can still hear a bit of that bubbles, but not too much. And then now it just kind of cuts you out. But I did want to get to this comment. How could Chris Collinsworth even talk during the game? He had the entire Chiefs cocks in his mouth the whole game. Honestly, a lot of people have bitched and complained about Chris Collinsworth being like, what happens? Like why is it when he plays the Buccaneers, like it's just, it's just shit kind of thing. So he shits on the Buccaneers all the time. So steal of next year's draft will be Sam Hartman of Wake Forest. He's a guy that I've got on the list here. Him and Jalen Hall and Hendon Hooker are some of the guys that I think people are going to think of a little bit more so than maybe like the Anthony Richardson and the Tyler Van Dyke and the Tanner McKee. Those are the guys I think are going to start coming in here a little bit more. Tim Witherspoon says, it doesn't matter. We can't hear that. I have no interest in hearing about the Cardinals. Hey, I got to bring on other people in here too to see or to talk about their teams. The FBI had tasked FB in cracking down the Arizona Cardinals propaganda. Oh, look at that. It's all Facebook against you, Chris. That's apparently what it is.
Okay, so what? Okay, I think I got my thing fixed now.
Yeah, I think you're okay. Say Rough Riders.
Rough Riders.
Yeah, you're not bad. You're not too bad.
Yeah. Something's up. Anyway, what was the comment? I didn't see it.
I was just him being like, "Yeah, we don't care about his headphones. No one cares about the Cardinals anyway."
Fair enough.
But a couple of the other games across the league here that I wanted to get at. Obviously, we had the London game, the Minnesota Vikings against the Saints. Minnesota win 28-25. Thank God. That Lions and Seahawks game we were talking about, 48-45 for the Seahawks against the Lions. The Jets.
Lions against the Seahawks. Lions won. Right?
No, Seahawks won.
Oh, Lions lost. That was really crazy.
Yeah. Jets, the mom fucker, finally beats the Steelers 24-20. The Giants took care of business against the Bears 20-12, even though they
did anybody watch that game? Like, I don't think anybody watched it. You did. I didn't. I looked at it for like a second and I was like, no, this is not even.
I did, only because of that right there. I was like, that'll be the one that I watch, especially because David Pierce scored the TD right early. So I was like, well, I could turn this game off. And I was like, yeah, I'll just go to this one for a bit. And
it over.
It did it. No, it was close. There was a point in time where I thought they were going to score at the end there, but no, nothing. Titans did cover the 3.5 spread, beating their divisional rivals, the Colts, 24-17. Pat McAfee will be talking about that one tomorrow for sure. The Chargers beat the Texans 34-24 with the game that I was just talking about there. The Texans at one point actually were looking really good and almost probably won that game, but Chargers were like, the Atlanta Falcons won today, obviously, because if you're in any group chat with Kyle, he wouldn't shut up about it. 23-20, beating the Cleveland Browns. Same with the Cowboys. We all heard about them beating the Commanders in every group chat today, 25-10. Shout out to Cooper Rush for going 4-0 as a starter. The Eagles won a close one, surprisingly, against the Jaguars, 29-21.
Oh man, I thought I was making money because I had the Jags. I thought I was making money there at one point. I was like, oh.
So did I.
Yeah.
I was like, see, this is the reason why I bet it. And then at the end of the game, I was hoping that they would just kick a field goal and try that onside thing just to cover the spread, but no. Speaking of, nobody knows what the fuck they were doing until the head coach had to come out and say what the hell they were doing. The Bills beat the Ravens 23-20 with Lamar going for it on 4th and goal when they could have kicked a field goal. I understand where the head coach, Jim Harbaugh, was coming about this, where this is the Buffalo Bills. We could score, we can kick the field goal here, but we are like not saying that he doesn't trust his defense, but he's saying that he doesn't trust his defense.
No, it's clear that he doesn't trust his defense. Yeah. As soon as you do that.
And especially against the Buffalo Bills, it's like these guys are going to come down, they're going to score, and they're going to tie it up. Anyway, we might as well put the chokehold on them right now, or at least try. It didn't work, and the Bills ended up taking the victory today. The Arizona Cardinals, your Cardinals, beat the Panthers 26-16, helping me stay alive with a 10-9 record and a half point up, just so everybody knows, because everybody was like, how much money have we won all together, Andrew? And I'm like, well, technically, if you go by points, we're at a half point up. So that's still money in people's pockets. The Raiders finally don't have their hands in their own pockets, beating the Broncos today, 32-23.
That's a big win.
It was a huge win. If they would have won 0-4 and they would have started talking like quarterback for their draft or whatever, oh, man. Derek Carr situation too. Packers and Patriots ended up going to overtime with the Packers winning it.
There.
What's that?
How did that game be so damn close?
I don't even know. That was a weird one too.
That Hoyer goes down. I was like, oh, yeah, this game's done. And then come back. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, now Bailey Zappi becomes like the number one coveted fantasy waiver this week for any Patriot fan. The Chiefs beat the Bucs, obviously, 41-31. We don't need to talk about that. And tomorrow's game is the Rams going against the 49ers. I have added the Rams +2 to my picks of the week. I just forgot to put it on the board, but I am actually going to put it now so that I can take the picture and re-up it. And who is it that gets the 49ers? There we go. At the 49ers. And we're going to go with, I almost put St. Louis, but it's LA Rams +2. And I got that at -110 because I think the Rams are going to come in there and do a little bit of damage. I don't think Matt Stafford's completely done like everybody thinks he is. So that's just me. What's some of the highlights that you had from around the league? Like, what's some of the shit that you were just like, bro, like?
Oh, like the whole Lions game. I was just like, what is happening here? I don't want to put salt on the wound, but that Patrick Mahommes touchdown where he like spun and right at the line of scrimmage, that was nice.
It was a nice touchdown.
That was like I was like on the couch. Whoa, I woke up. I was like, what is this? What just happened?
David Wright says you guys should have been at Sid and Ash's place for the Steelers game. He was so pumped when Pickett came in and started rolling. Then Sid needs a hug. Russ started cooking, though. Do you guys think Denver can keep it together, or will that coaching staff keep wasting all that talent? I actually like I saw that clip today of Colin Cowherd being like, Nathaniel Hackett is not a head coach. And I thought maybe Nathaniel Hackett would have been like just a really good offensive mind and maybe had like some sort of head coaching knowledge into his brain. But this guy looks like worse than Russell Wilson with the deer in the headlights look sometimes here. Like, that guy does not know what he is doing at all. And It sucks because Walmart just bought that team. And now it looks like they're having a rollback sale on coaches here because it's fucking atrocious what's going on there.
Yeah,
especially with Russell Wilson.
I think they put a little too, like, not too much. Like, they put a lot of coming in and kind of turning the team around. But like, the quarterback only does so much. You got to have a good head coach, and he can't. Their clock management's bad. Yep. Their game management as a whole is bad. play calling is bad, decision making is bad. Everything on the coaching end is not good for them.
No. And I don't understand, because it was though it is one of the teams that I took to say is probably going to miss the playoffs. And I had a lot of people rip into me, be like, dude, they spent all this money. There's no way that they missed the playoffs. I'm like, I've seen the New York Giants in my lifetime spend like almost $100 million in free agency. And that was supposed to be the key that unlocked more Super Bowls. And Tom Coughlin, I think, got a 6-win team out of that. So like we've seen it happen. But if you do what, like, say, the Kansas City Chiefs have done, the Buccaneers have done, where you've built these teams because you've had to deal with, shitty success for a little while, you'll eventually get over that hump and get like a Patrick Mahommes or a Tom Brady, and that puts you in the successful run with everybody else in the league. And the teams that are going to be really scary to watch in the next couple of years, if they get a quarterback or a head coach that can really do some damage there, is the Carolina Panthers and the Indianapolis Colts. Like, their rosters are built.
Yeah, like the same thing in Carolina. The coaching's not good. Baker didn't play terribly. Like, I mean, what did he throw? 2 interceptions, but both of them were tip passes.
Yep.
And both of them were off receivers' hands and right to a different. Well, except for the one was tipped by JJ and to Gardick, and then the one was right, like the receiver just flat out didn't catch it. So I don't know. Baker, to me, a lot of people rag on Baker. I think Baker looks okay. I think the team's just not playing well, and I don't know what they got to do to fix that.
Baker's in that category now that he's basically the new Jameis Winston. He's like the first overall pick that didn't pan out with his original team, and now he's kind of getting bounced around. And people are going to be like, if he comes to my team, I'm not going to like him. And, if he has any success, they're going to be like, I knew it the whole time, by the way, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a fan of Baker. I've never been a fan of Baker's play myself.
I'm not either. I think it's not his fault that the Panthers aren't playing well. He's playing well. I'm not a fan of him either. I personally don't like him.
Yeah.
I think he's arrogant. He's a piece of shit. I don't like him.
Carolina did the defense draft a couple years ago. And I think that if they have one of the top 5 picks this year, which it's starting to look like they are probably going to go after a quarterback. And if they do, I wouldn't be surprised if they do spend most of those picks just on the offensive side of the ball. Like it would make sense. Like, they got their left tackle in last year's draft. They probably got one of the better left tackles that they could have asked for, because if they do eventually get another one, they can move them to guard or to center. Like, he can literally play at almost every position. But it now becomes, you got, 2 wide receivers. You got one of the best running backs in the league. All you got to do is now just draft 1 guard and 1 top lineman, really. And then you put a quarterback in there and you let it develop, and you have a pretty scary team there. It's the same thing with the Colts. Colts have the offensive line, and they have the defense, and they got okay wide receivers.
Their offensive line's not playing good, though. Like, on paper, their offensive line looks incredible, but they can't move the ball on the ground for shit. They're one of the best running backs in the league, and they can't move the ball on the ground.
Do you see I don't know how many leagues you're in, but like, I've seen so many people now just do the whole, all right, Jonathan Taylor's on the trading block. Like, Alex just put him in one league on the trading block, and I'm like, I'll fucking trade for him then. Like, of course, he had 2 bad games. Colts are going to get it back. Like, Colts are a hit and miss team. They'll win a couple of games where they shouldn't, and they're going to lose a few games where they also shouldn't. So I like the Colts. I'll keep doubling and tripling down on the Colts every year until they get the right quarterback and it all meshes well. But man,
I think it's more than just quarterback issues there.
I mean, I don't know if it's Frank Reich. Do you think it's Frank Reich?
Not fully, but there is just some decisions that are made that just baffle me more than anything. Like, I guess it's not as bad as like some of the other coaches we talked about, but
Tim says, I thought Mahommes was over the line of scrimmage when he flipped that ball to CEH. No, he was like right on it, and I think it was a couple inches back. And they did bring up the rule where, as long as he's not fully over the line, it still technically counts. I get that, because even I was like, yeah, and then it was like, yeah, I'll just let it go, whatever. Bailey Zappi threw almost 6K yards and over 60 TDs in college last year. That's right. and he went to the right team. Like Bill Belichick had Tom Brady, like for $199, dude. Of course, I'll buy it for Western Kentucky, but he did. It doesn't matter. Hey, he still did it. It's college football. Baker needs to do just enough. That defense is legit, and McCaffrey, if he gets his numbers, will hide any erratic play from Baker 1,000%. 1,000%. Are we seeing a transition away from the running back position in fantasy? You know, it's funny because I've actually started to consider that a little bit as well. Like it was whispered and laughed about maybe 3 years ago where you're like, dude, you need these running backs. Like, shut up. But now it's almost starting to become, if you're not in a PPR league, I mean, why are you drafting running backs so high? If you're in a PPR league, it makes sense to still draft running backs, but it's not a bad question to have, especially when everybody was so high up on Travis Etienne in the offseason. A couple of other guys, like even say Christian McCaffrey, who hasn't performed as much as he would have. The Miami one there, what's it? Chase Edmonds hasn't necessarily caught as much as he should have as well. So yeah, I do agree with you, but it's so hard to find the right wide receivers for the team that you want to have. Like if you're in Dynasty and stuff like that, like I just traded for Robert Woods just to have depth. Like I didn't trade him to be anything spectacular. So
I find wide receivers just like depending on who you have, I guess they're like sporadic. Like one game, a wide receiver will have 20 points, the next will have like 5. Whereas like running backs, I like are more dependable. You can guarantee a certain amount of points each week from your running back. You can that, right? Like even today, like in the loss Fournette, I got 18 points out of Fournette.
Yep.
Like that, I can pretty much expect right around 15 points from him week in, week out. Like regardless, but like today, Christian Kirk 8 points.
Yep.
Right.
Jonathan Taylor 2.7.
Yeah. Tyler Boyd 7 points. Like he had 25 points last week. Right.
Yep.
Like it who's catching the ball each week and who's covering? Because like playing a team that has like the Rams with Jalen Ramsey, wherever he is, they're not going to throw the ball. So they're looking at where he isn't. So which receivers aren't being covered, right? So like I find receivers very sporadic. So I still value running backs highly just because they're dependable.
Because it also kind of goes into what we were talking about before about like, what you were just saying about if, somebody's not performing the way that they should. Darnell Mooney, when he's so hyped and everybody takes him in the 5th and 6th round, me, and he doesn't do shit, me. So yeah, it is hard to draft them, but I understand where you're coming. My brain says the backfield timeshare is the future, but my heart says that's blasphemy. I've agreed with it ever since the Philadelphia Eagles won with 4 running backs, and you didn't necessarily know which one was going to be utilized. I do agree. That's why I'm doing I'm NSD. We do mock drafts. That's our big thing here. And I'm doing the early season, mock draft, like what some teams are obviously looking at right now. And if you don't think that Jahmyr Gibbs and Bijan Robertson are like key running backs that teams like Philadelphia are looking at, or even like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are looking at, or the Los Angeles Rams, maybe not the Chargers because they got like 3 or 4 already, but some of those teams who already have one and they can cut them and get the young guy, or they can utilize both for a couple years. That's kind of the route to go. I mean, look what Green Bay's doing with Aaron Jones and the AJ Dillon there. So, Chris, I am going to get you out of here though.
I'm like losing you now too. I'm having like mad issues over here.
No worries, buddy. I do want to thank you for coming on tonight though. I do have an invitation for next week, though, for the NSD show on Friday, if you are up to it. Alex and Sid are going to be on. So if you want to come join the Roundabout crew again, we'd love to have you.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I can't see why not.
Of course. Well, you make sure you're good on your side first, and then you let me know. But tell everybody.
Yeah, I gotta figure what's going on with my headset. I'll let you know.
Tell everybody where they can find you, though.
Yeah, Twitter and Twitch at @dubstopctv. That's where you'll find me. I'm on Twitter all day, every day. So
yeah, saw it today posting about Cliff today.
Yeah. No, that's just a regular occurrence.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, thank you for being here. We'll see you again next Friday.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Take her easy, brother. All right, ladies and gentlemen. I saw a couple of comments I want to get at before we get everybody out of here. How many undefeated teams are left? I think it's just the Philadelphia Eagles are left. I think at 4-0. Cooper Clutch is 3-0. Okay. Get your microphone fixed before you come back on, is what Tim Witherspoon says. I think he is, because he likes coming on here. He likes talking sports and stuff like that, and he likes ragging on all the guys and shit like that. So, but we still love having him on here no matter what. I think it was just like his head placement. He got it like right here and stuff like that, and it was good. So, but if you guys remember the battle days when I had that happen with my headset too. So, but you know what? Not everybody's got all the money to get all the crazy gear just yet. So. But still appreciate him coming on, and appreciate every single one of you for tuning into the Maple Buc Show tonight. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were not successful in their homestand against the Kansas City Chiefs. It's okay. A lot of fans got to go and see the game nonetheless, though there's been some stuff going on around the area with Hurricane Ian coming through. A lot of people who are, say, out of their homes right now are still kind of stuck. We are still praying for you, and we still hope everything is going to be okay for all of y'all. And just make sure you guys are tuning in here to NSD, because we got all the help that you guys are going to need if you need it. I mean it. I really, really do. If you guys need anything down there in Tampa, do not hesitate to reach out to NSD, and we will send you a care package if you are in need. Good stuff today, sir, says David Wright. I appreciate you, buddy. Cheers. Sean Spencer says Detroit 2024. Buddy, I am looking at Winnebagos and RVs almost every single day. Just looking at the, like, not say cheaper ones, but just I want to get one, and I just want to gut it, get some shit in there. God, I can't wait. So far, we're 0-2 at home, and that sucks, and I agree. But you know what? Next week, you got the Atlanta Falcons. The schedule is starting to look a little bit easier, but with enough, say, juice from the opposing teams coming at us, that's going to make us really have to earn these upcoming dubs in order to go for one more championship with Tom Brady here in your 2022-2023 Tampa Bay Buccaneers season. I'm your host, Andrew Faubert of the Maple Buc Show here on NSD, affiliated here, ladies and gentlemen, with Let's Talk Football, and of course with everybody that we are. And BetStamp, that's the other guy I forgot, and of course BetStamp, who is 3-2 tonight, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of money made off of that Damon Pierce score. So if you want to make sure that you get all the number one picks, make sure that you get my link at the BetStamp app. And if you're wondering where that's coming, it's coming next week on Friday. You'll have all the details that you need for the BetStamp information. So far, there it is. I think we blow out the Atlanta Pigeons next week. I agree, Kyle. The Madden bus, the Foobs bus. I don't even know. Oh, it's going to be good, though. Let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. I'm going to go watch me some House of Dragons. I'm going to stay up till basically 4 o'clock in the morning and do one more week of overnight shifts, and then I'll be back doing some more shows like your NFC South Takeover with my co-hosts, Kyle Yacy, Nicole, can never say her last name properly, and Sean Spencer and company. Shout out to everybody watching tonight. Much love to y'all. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe for your chance to get the Mike Allstat mini helmet and all the prizes we are going to have at the end of the year. Much love here at NSD, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk to you next weekend, and hopefully it'll be a better one from your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Ciao, ciao for now. Oh, I didn't hit the button right. Let's try this again. Ciao, ciao for now.
our team. Everybody know what he did that last year. And we feel like we had a great defense then. And, he threw 30 picks, and we just knew he'd give us the ball. We knew the running backs could, cough it up. That's something we came in talking about. We want 30 turnovers as a ball club ourselves. So this was another game